Good Monday morning, everybody. We're about to head out and get the horses. On Sundays, they normally get the day off, or they always get the day off, but they normally get put out into the big field. And so that's what we did. There's 5 horses out there, so I have 5 different halters here to go see if we can find these horses and bring them into the barn. One thing we want to do this morning is cultivate the garden for the last time. Brenda's garden is doing quite well, and so we'll talk about that when we get back with Ken. So let's go get those horses and get to work. Okay.
So we finally found him way down here in the woods, keeping away from the flies. This is what we call the hemlock grove down here. There's a little teeny water hole. Here's Baron. If you're new to the channel, he's our 5-year-old gelding. He was a stallion and we gelded him last year. He's one of our main workers. Hi, Barry. This is Earl, his full brother. He is 4. Jim's putting a halter on Ken. He's our Percheron gelding, and he is probably 16 or maybe 17. He's been with us since he was about 1 year old. This is little Bree. She is 1 year old, hanging out with the boys. She is half gelding. She is half Belgian, half Suffolk. Punch. Hi, Bree. Here is Duke over here. He's a 4-year-old. He's a Suffolk Punch. He is half brother to Earl and Baron. It's so nice down here. It's still and dark and shady. Ken's the oldest, but he doesn't seem like he's the leader. Jim told me a while back he thinks out of this group, Earl is more the leader. This is an area where Jim has done some bush hogging. There's a lot more that could be bush hogged, but it's very difficult because of rocks and stumps, etc. to do it.
Okay. Come in. Come in.
Come in, Bree.
Just get behind him.
Okay. Jim told me just to get behind him. Everybody's got to take a leak. Come on, Kenny. You're the one we really need. Now we're going to have to play catch up. Come on. We better go this way. Because we've had enough rain, I think these pasture blackberries are going to do great this year. So I'm happy about that. There's a lot out here. I think Jim's waiting for us. We'll see what happens now that they're through the gate. After I close the gate. Baron, you ready to go to work? Bill and Lady have been in the other pasture across the way here. Yeah, we figured this would happen. Especially Bree usually doesn't come in for a little while. She loves her freedom.
Got the gate all right?
Yep. They were pretty good.
So if you can keep Duke and Bree at this end of the barn,
Yeah.
Ken through to his stall.
Want a drink, Kenny? Go to your stall, Kenny.
Okay, Duke, come on, Duke. Come on, Bree.
Dubbing around over here.
Got one.
Yep. I thought it'd be better to grab. Don't you go in there.
Come on, Bree.
She wants to be cool and rebellious, but she also wants to follow the crowd more, I guess. Bree probably loved having Duke with her over the weekend.
So now I'll give them just a flake of hay because there's no sense giving them too much hay because they're full of grass and a little bit of grain, and then we can go cultivate the garden with Ken.
Duke is doing his Duke thing, swishing the water. There's Baron.
the eggs.
Yeah, we got eggs again. Thankfully, the chickens have been laying them where we can find them. I love these pasture eggs. We're about ready to cultivate the garden. Jim and I just walked through the garden to see where we're still able to go, because everything is growing a lot and there's some places we're not going to be able to do.
Dude. Do the wide rows first, not the corner.
Well, Jim and I are still discussing whether we like this wider rows. I still maintain that I really do like the wide rows because we wouldn't be cultivating normally right now. Careful step. We would already be done cultivating.
Brenda, you can just back them up.
Okay, I'm gonna back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Oh, there we go. We wouldn't be getting this cultivation in if the rows weren't so wide. And this is when the weeds normally really are hard to be hard to deal with. I'm gonna try the corn, but I'm a little scared. I don't think there's any way we can do it. Well, we're gonna do it. Kenny! We're gonna go here instead. Ho, ho. Do you think we can do it? He's way wider than this corn. but I can do this. You don't think he'll break the corn?
What were you asking?
The corn, I just feel like he's way wider than I thought.
Don't go.
Yeah. But this right here, he's going to step on a couple leaves.
Don't go.
Okay. So I think we're just about done what we can do here in the garden, and it sure is a big help. It's still quite wet, but it will help tremendously. I can hoe up the potatoes, and it's a lot less hand hoeing I have to do. Thank you very much, hon.
Okay, climb off. And we're good.
Want that up there? No, you don't. Okay. Ken, that was pretty easy work for you. So I guess I'll have my work cut out going up close to the plants and making sure I get as many weeds out as I can right now. This is the kind of work I really like to do. And don't you think Skippy is doing better with not getting in the way? He's coming along pretty good.
Okay folks, there's one more thing we got to do today on this video. We have a wagon out in front of the elevator that's right in our way, and I want to move that, and we have a partial load in the barn that we need to bring around. I'll show you that. Let me just go in and I will talk as I go. Careful step. So today I chose to take Ken and Duke, and my last video I was telling you about the troubles I was having with Duke, and I also said he was kind of slow, and I also said that Ken and him would make a great team, and they do, and even just the few seconds I've been putting them together, and I'm realizing that how well they're working together. So we had on Saturday night put in that hay down the road that I showed you. We had it droned, and we did the drone on it, and we ended up with about just shy of 600 bales, I think it was, and we were just too busy to film anymore. So we were able to put in 3 big loads in the barn, and we have a small load in the sawmill building that we need to put in the barn today. So that wagon right there is a 20-foot wagon, so we can get quite a lot of hay on there. But I wanted to try something before we hitch onto that, because I was having troubles with Duke turning sharp right-hand corners. I wanted to see how well of a sharp right-hand corner he would take when I had a really experienced horse with him. So as you saw, I spun around really good with a sharp right-hand corner. It hit his leg just a tiny little bit, but not too bad. But he swung around like he should have. And it's just because I've got, Ken with him, and Ken is a good, experienced horse. So just one more reason why, and the benefit of using an experienced horse when you're training a young horse. Although, like I said in that other video, you don't have to, but it just takes a little bit more skills to do it with 2 young horses. So anyways, I'm going to hitch onto this. I've got a pin and pull this one out of our way. And then I'm going to hitch onto the one that has hay on, and we'll get that unloaded and put in the barn. I cuffed up. Careful. Ah. Ah, there. Ha. Ha. Oh. Bye. 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 Oh. We really like this wagon because we can get so much hay on it. But my sliding hook that I have does not work perfect on this one. So it's a little bit harder to hitch. But if they back up good and do what I tell them to do, it doesn't really matter. Up here. Back. 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 Back up here. Back up here. Back up here. Oh. Back. Back. Oh. Oh. No. Oh. Back. Back here. Oh. All right, stop. Careful. Get over there. Yeah. There. Oh. I believe in our last video also we had said, or I had said that, I had said that we'd be cutting hay right off. Well, the weather was such that we didn't. There was just enough showers in the forecast. I chose not to. It's a beautiful day today. It'd make a beautiful hay day. But we had showers last night. We got showers again tonight and tomorrow. So I chose not to cut any more hay down right yet. I cuffed up. Cuffed up. So we'll hitch on this small load of hay and get this put in the barn. I have 4 working wagons right now, and 2 of them are wooden ones, and they are just 10 feet tall, and they just barely fit into my sawmill building. G, 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 G. Oh. My steel wagons that I have are too tall and they won't fit under cover. So I kind of, whenever I use the steel ones, I need to be able to unload them that same night that I make the hay. And with these wagons here, bye. Oh, with these wagons here, I can back them into the barn and not worry about it. I also have been doing more stacking my hay in the wagons instead of kicking them on like I did here, actually like I did all day Saturday. It's just that when I don't like to have the bales in a heap like this for a long period of time because they get misshaped and they don't go up the elevator as well. Back here. Back. Back up here. Back. Back. Back up here. Back up here. Oh. Back up here. Back. 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 Oh. Oh. Nice step. Careful. So this is a very small load of hay, but even so, this is probably the heaviest load that Duke has had to pull yet. Now, Ken can easily pull this load all by himself, so it's not a big deal. But as I've said many times, when I'm working these young animals, I like to gradually build them up so they're pulling more and more weight over a period of time. One other story about Saturday night, I was just about done baling my hay up and I broke a belt on my kicker. So I was in a pickle, I didn't know what to do. I was thinking I was gonna have to get it round baled, and I said, no, I'm just gonna bale it and let it fall on the ground and we'll pick it up later. Well, we were both tired, Brenda and I, and we did not want to pick it up, but we knew we'd have to. And then I just finished up baling, and Andy, my Amish neighbor across the road from us, he walked over and says, hey, you want to sell that hay? I said, I sure do. So I was able to sell the hay and back up. Gotta get this just right to make it work. Back up, back up, back up. Oh. Okay. Is that good?
Well, just a little more this way now, just a teensy bit.
All right, I'll do that in a second. Let me say one more thing. I've been going to talk about this for a while now, and we still may, in the end of this video, have some more questions that I'll answer. But people have asked about William. William is the Amish man that's been working for me for the last, well, quite a while now, and he's kind of worked somewhat, sometimes full-time, sometimes part-time. Well, he is not working as much here, or he actually has not worked here for about 4 or 5 weeks now. He was hired on thinking maybe we could sell some of our sheds that we started building with him. And we did sell some, but there's such a glut of sheds in our area with so many Amish making them, it just is not working out for us. So we're not able to sell those sheds. So because of that, I really don't have the work. I don't really want to keep him on. So I did not want him to wait until fall to find work, because it's difficult to find work in the wintertime for these Amish guys. And so I told him what was going on, and he is trying to find work, and he's found some work too. So that's why he's not working hardly at all. He still will be doing some part-time work for me, I'm sure, but as far as full-time, he's not here in that capacity anymore. And but you'll probably see some more of them every now and then. So I'm going to just ask these guys to pull ahead just a little bit, but because of when you ask somebody to pull ahead, horses to pull ahead like this, when you're from behind, a lot of times they go too far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to their heads and ask them and have them pull ahead, because we only want to come, what, 2 inches, something like that? So I'm getting off now, and I'm just going to pull ahead a little bit. Come here, come here, come here. Oh, come here, come here, come here. Oh, come here. Is that good? Oh. Okay, so now I'm just going to pull the pin and leave the wagon right here, and take the horses back so they can get out of the bugs, and they don't need to stand here while I'm unloading this hay. It's not like I got more hay to bale, so I'll just leave it here for right now. G, catch that. G, 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 G. Oh, there again, another sharp turn with Duke, and he did really good. I cuffed up. Careful. Okay guys, we're in the hay barn and I want to show you one thing that we're doing, and a lot of it is because William is not working here that much. We don't have anyone to stack in the barn like we normally do, and a lot of times even when he's not there I will stack in the barn, but as you can see, on Saturday night we ended up just dumping this hay. And I don't like to do this, but my bales are a little bit small and they're very tight, so they hold together quite well. And so that's what we do, and that's why we did this. I know it's kind of dark in here, but as I climb to the top of this pile, not sure you'll be able to see it or not, but over that direction, that is all stacked. We have, I don't know, there might be 2,000 or 3,000 bales stacked over there. And this pile here is not that I'm on. And we still have a lot of room in our barn. It's partially because we have a lot of new seating this year because of the tiling job that we did, that we've got extra room, because all that new seating is and will be going into round bales and wrapped round bales. So anyways, we don't have a huge amount of square bales left to go, so we have room just to dump them. And it's not what I'd like to do, but it's probably what we'll end up doing this year. Okay, so I'm getting my ropes out of my way so I can unload. We'll turn the elevator on in a second. So all we have is just a small load here. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 35 bales here. And on Saturday, Brenda unloaded a bunch of the hay. I think she did two of the big full loads while I was still baling. And I put the last load in myself Saturday night. And even now, she'd probably be more than willing to unload this load, but I know she wants to get her garden cleaned up and that job done. So I'll unload this load. She'll get her garden cleaned up and we'll be done with this video, except for maybe some questions.
So I've been working in my garden doing a couple rows, and there's a couple things I thought maybe I could ask you guys for advice. Maybe some of you southern gardeners or people who live in a warmer climate than me, I have planted some okra this year, and I really don't know much about it. And so any advice you could give me on when to pick it, or how you like to cook it best, or even if you think it's going to make it, seeing what it looks like right now, I'd appreciate any advice you have. I also wanted to share with you guys that this year I've been using diatomaceous earth on to try to curb some of the pests I have in the garden. And I should have started earlier, but it's just something you sprinkle on plants, like these are broccoli and my cabbage, and also I put it on the potatoes for the potato bugs, and it seems to be working well. It's just that I have to apply it very often, but I just thought that I would share that with you guys. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and we will be seeing you soon.
Hi guys. Well, it's been a couple days now since we started this video, and kind of was put on the back burner, but we figured we better finish up this video. So we have just a couple questions that I want to answer, and today, before I answer that, today, just to give you an idea what's been going on, I went to the woods this morning and got a nice big wagon load of logs, and I took it up to one of the Amish sawmills. And then I came home and it was threatening rain, and I was able to get that all done this morning before it rained. And then after lunch, it didn't look quite so bad as I thought it would, so I got to thinking, I haven't cut hay all week, but I have my big oat field down at the end of the field. I should say weed field, because I think there's more weeds in it than oats, but there's a lot of tonnage there that will be round baled and wrapped. And I thought, well, maybe I'll even start mowing that today. So I took, I logged with Baron and Bill, and I took Baron and Earl and went down and started mowing, and I got around the field twice, and it started raining, so I headed for the barn, and I waited about a half an hour or so, and it stopped raining, and I headed back out, and got 2 more times around, and it started raining again. So I didn't get a lot of hay down, but tomorrow I'd like to be able to use a bunch of horses and get that field cut, so that we can get that round baled and wrapped, and who knows, maybe I can even get a little bit of actual hay done in the lower farm in the next few days too. Anyways, I've got a couple questions I want to answer right now. One lady had mentioned the fact that she got a horse. Maybe we should even read the question. Okay, so this question is from Wendy. She says she has a 3-year-old mare, and she's pretty good at walking around outside, and I've had her since she was a yearling, and I had taken a picture of this comment, that's why it's a bit of a pain. So we walk a lot, and not much scares her, but sometimes a big mow machine or something scary will scare her. And when I'm just going to paraphrase this, so when this has happened, and just recently happened to her, the 3-year-old actually jumped right onto her and did some damage to her, broke her, or hurt her ankle or something. And so she wondered what she could do about that. Well, to start with, I apologize. I hope you heal fast from your injury. So that's an issue that a lot of horses do. Some horses, when they get scared, it really doesn't matter how well they're trained and how well they lead. Sometimes they'll be scared enough to actually run right over you, or at least hurt you like your horse did. This does happen once in a while, so you always have to be cautious and to be aware that this could happen. If they get scared, they could do stupid things. But generally, when you're leading horses around, you need to teach that horse to respect your area. So I like to, as I'm leading these horses around, young horses, I'll actually take my elbow, and if they start coming up too close to me, I'll elbow them, or at least let them walk into my elbow, so it's a hard thing, and they kind of back off, and they don't push your area so much. This is very important, but it still does not stop those, even if you got that horse, so it does not ever interfere with your area type of thing. When a horse gets scared, they're flight animals, so they're gonna potentially run upon you. And so you always have to just be cautious of that, be ready to move and get out of the way and spin the horse around. I like to tell people that, always be prepared to step aside and pivot and spin the horse around in a circle when they get scared like that, because it does happen. And even if you get the best trained, best walking horse, there's always something that at some point will scare that horse, and you just have to be ready for that. Okay, so we got another question of somebody asking if we're going to be, when it's time to wean June, would she be going out with Bree, or would she be going out with the other older horses? Actually, I hope that I can start introducing Bree to Lady in June even long before she's weaned. I let them out one time out here in this barnyard here, and Lady did not accept Bree back into the herd, as you could say, at that point. but at some point she will, or at least tolerate her. So I do hope to put Bree out there soon. A lot of times I would like to use Ken, and Ken has been going out with Bree quite often when I have the 4-year-olds in here, and I'd like to use Ken more. And then Bree is kind of a single, what do I do with her? So I'd love to be able to put her with Lady and June. And so we'll start working on that a little bit. I've had several people also ask about the fact that they never see me compliment my horses. They never see me petting the horses. They never see me or hear me saying good boy type of thing. And it is true. I generally don't do a lot of that type of things with my horses. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just the way I am. I think you'll find if you ask our children, did I do a lot of praising them up? Did I do a lot of complimenting to them? They're probably going to say no. And I think in that aspect, I probably have failed quite a bit because I probably should have praised up my kids more and told them how well they did. But I just feel even more so with horses that it's just not necessary as much as some people think. I know, for example, a good dog you've had for years, just being with that dog and just, a quick pat on the head is really all it takes to, he knows that you care. That's not the way it is with humans, but it is the way it is with animals so often. So yes, could and should work on that a little bit, but I don't want to be, I'm not going to start doing that a lot in the videos just so you guys can see that I say good boy to my horses once in a while. So our last question is, a guy says, how long does it take to get these horses hitched up and ready to go to work? It seems like it'd be a lot easier just to get on the tractor and start the tractor up. Well, you hit that one right on the money. Of course, it'd be a lot easier to just take the tractor every single time. If I wanted to do the easiest way, I wouldn't be a farmer, for one. But I enjoy using the horses, so it's surprising how quick it is to harness them up and get them hitched up. But compared to a tractor, no, there's no comparison. The tractor is faster, but it's generally more expensive too. But anyways, I am going to call it a night, I guess, for tonight. As you can see, my barn is empty. There's not a horse in it. And that's because they're all out to pasture, which is normal in the summertime at night. They're all out to pasture. So you guys have a great night. We shall see you next time.